Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back. As you guys know, this time of year I like to sit back and reflect and think about how did I do? What were some good decisions that I made? What were some bad decisions that I made? And I ponder, I do some math, I sit down and write some notes, I look through my sales, and then I make a list. Well, I'm going to share that list with you today. We're going to talk about some mistakes that I made and some positive mistakes that I made that, hey man, I wish I bought a few more of those. There's a handful of them. I want to get right into it. I'm going to start with mistakes that I made that I should not have invested in. And then I'm going to share some sets that I wish I did a little bit more of. And that'll offer you a lot of insight as you think about your future investments. Let's jump in. I'm going to start off with a few Brickheads here. The first mistake I made, and I got excited when the set came out, it's been retired and yet Lego is still trying to sell it. Jake Sully and his avatar. I was super excited when this set first came out. I bought a few right up front and I was able to sell them early on for a profit. They were back ordered, out of stock, whatever it is. And now, probably for the past 6 months, Lego's had it on clearance for 40% off. And usually when you see something 40% off, it's just not going to be a good investment for you. I have a handful here still that I can't get rid of, and I'm not going to try to get rid of for a little bit of time, so at least I can break even on them. But I was probably selling these upwards of $35, $40 on Amazon when the set first came out, because we all know Brickheads are a Lego.com, Lego store exclusive, and I was able to get my hands on a few early. But this was definitely a mistake that I made right from the start. Wasn't proud of myself, but yet I learned. You know, it gets back to one of my golden rules of stick to what you know. I thought I knew Brickheads, I thought Avatar would do well, and I took a risk, and it didn't pay out. I'll make my money back. I'm not worried about that, but just a good lesson learned. Number two, not in any order, but just sharing it that way. Another Brickhead, Chip and Dale. This gets back to I love Chip and Dale, so my emotions got involved, and my emotions got involved in the next purchase as well. But to the general population, they're probably not the most popular Disney characters you're going to think of. Are they cute as heck? Absolutely. Is this an awesome Brickhead set? Absolutely. But as far as an investment goes, not doing too well. So I have them up here on Amazon. I showed you they're already retired. And now they are selling for $38, $39 on Amazon. One seller has them for $49. I wouldn't pay $50 for these, not at this point. The problem is getting the audience there, right? As you look at reviews, and that's one of the judgments that I use, there's 99 reviews of the Chip and Dale Brickhead. That means not a lot of people are buying them. I didn't look at my seller account. Maybe I'll do that and I'll put a screenshot in here. I didn't look at my seller account to see what this is ranked, but I'm sure it's in the hundreds of thousands when it comes down to it. So 99 reviews, knowing the set's been out a while, resale on Amazon. It's just not going to do well in that sense. You're going to have to find a niche buyer that really likes and collects everything Disney, no matter what it is. So that's why I have Chip and Dale and this next one on my list. Anyone who's my age, I'm not a baby, not young, they know this product. They know Scrooge McDuck, DuckTales. They probably loved and watched the cartoon. And that's part of the problem is I don't generally think my age group, my demographic of age is going to buy Brickheads directly unless you are truly a Lego collector. I got emotional with this. I actually got a really good price at the Lego store. I think I paid $23.99 at the Lego store, so I bought a handful of them. They were having them on sales. Like, ooh, I love Scrooge McDuck. I love DuckTales. Our dog's name is Louie. Let me get a few of this set. This is going to do fantastic, and I was wrong. So the set's been retired for a little bit. I think it retired at the end of last year. So it's been available on the secondary market for a year now, coming up on a year. And I wouldn't even break even at this point after commissions and shipping, right? It is a $35.99 set at the Lego store. That's what it was. It's selling at a huge discount on Amazon, which tells me it's going to take a while for the ones that I have to get back to value for me after commission and everything to break even. I might sell these on like Facebook Market locally so that I can at least break even and move on with my investment. I will say of these sets that I'm going to talk about, I'm not concerned about losing my money. I think what I like to do, and I share this, is everyone, when they talk about their investments, only talks about the winners. I did great here, I did great here, look how much money I made, and that's what gets you motivated to do it. Everybody's had losers. Everybody's made mistakes. I'm just sharing mine with you, And if you have feedback about mistakes you made, or you want to hear more about mistakes, or you want to hear more about victories, shoot me back in a comment, let me know, and then I'll share a little bit about victories that I've had as well. But I like to share more of lessons that I've learned so you don't make the same mistake. Let's get back to Scrooge here. Love this set, $26.80. I'm not making any money on it, so I probably have about 15 of these that I'm going to sit on for a little bit. Like I said, maybe sell on Facebook Market or locally, maybe to some folks in the neighborhood that I know or friends that I have, like, hey, here's what and break even on it so that I can move on. Lesson learned, lesson to you, don't get emotional about this. You might love it, but does a general consumer love it? That's always the question you have to ask yourself. As much as you love something, that doesn't matter when it comes to investing. What matters is, what does a consumer like? A lot of you might disagree with me on this next one, but I've learned my lesson. I went all in the last couple of years. Advent calendars. I'll share this though. Maybe not the advent calendar set as an investment. If you are a whatnot auctioneer, if you like to get into the minifigure game, you can find some valuable minifigures here because every year they're one of a kind. You might have a C-3PO, you might have a Harry Potter, but not in a Christmas sweater. Right? You might have an Emperor Palpatine, but not in a holiday suit or a Vader or anything like that. But you're going to get them here. Spider-Man, Guardians, whatever the case might be. I went all in on Potter, Guardians specifically, and of course, as you guys know and would expect from me, Star Wars. And I'm just having to sit on them a bit. I'll scroll down here. I will say, the Guardians Advent calendar is finally doing well. But if you look back to the 2023 Harry Potter, Marvel, I'm not going to scroll down more. I didn't know that I see there's a 22 Star Wars. You're break even on those right now. I'll share this with you guys. I bought the Guardians for $25. So now that they're selling at $50, let me make sure there's I got to blur that out. You can't see that credit card information. But I bought 3 in this case at one time for $25. And these are 2022. So these are 2 years old. Now they're selling for over $50. So given that, I'm not a fan of investing in advent calendars. They take up a lot of space and there's not a lot of pieces compared to other similar box size sets that you might be able to do good on. So we buy the Star Wars Advent every year. We bought one this year, but that's all we're buying. Usually I'll buy about 10 or 15 of these if I can find them, like I showed you guys, at $25, but not anymore. Learn my lesson. I'll buy the Advent that I want for us. I'll find it on sale, but I'm not going to buy it anymore as an investment. All right, I have a couple Marvel that I want to share with you. The first one up is Endgame Final Battle, and I just feel so stupid for investing this one in this set. I was at Costco. It was on clearance. It was on sale. I think it was a little bit less expensive than what it's on clearance for on Lego.com, and I bought a handful of them. Not much, but enough that it was a few $100s plus, which is substantial money that I could have used for something else. And I even put it in a video. This was a set to avoid, but I just felt the price was too good. So I made the jump and I bought a few. Now, it's going to retire at the end of this year, so it'll have an uptick at some point. But the simple fact that it's been at Lego.com, I can't tell you how long that I've seen this for 30% off. I didn't mean to go to reviews there. I just clicked wrong. It's been on their clearance shop for a long time. Which tells me, right, at 30% is usually when Lego's like, all right, we got to get rid of this. 20% is like, hey, we have a little bit more inventory. 30%, 40% is it's not selling. We got to clear up warehouse space. We got to get rid of inventory. We got to get this out to market. And even on Amazon right now, right, although it's set to retire shortly, it's still at that same price, 67 versus 69. Doesn't matter. Not a good investment. If it was packaged with something else, maybe it'd be better in one of the 3-in-1 sets or something like that. Just not good here. This reminds me, and I'll dump pictures in here. Well, here it is, of the Marvel Spider-Man set that I thought are really good minifigures, but I personally just don't like the build. And maybe that's how the general population feels about the Endgame Final Battle. I will comment. You get Thanos, perfect, great, right? You get a couple cool little hiding places in here for some other things at the end, like Captain America's shield, I think, can hide in here. I'm not going to go through all that, but you get all the female characters, so it's more like Marvel's acknowledgement of all the female Avengers, all the female warriors that fought Thanos. Cool, I'm down with that. I just don't think that has the mass popularity that they were hoping for, especially in a crooked build like this. Another Marvel set, and you guys know I'm a fan of the multi-packs. The Infinity Saga collection, Iron Man's Armory and Groot. I saw this at Costco. It was under $100. I know that, but at $100, and it's retired. I felt like the sets were a good deal. Now, this is the Armory set that was very much overpriced. And for that reason, I just don't think people were attracted to this at $100. I think at $100, it was worth it, right? 972 pieces, what you're getting, and it really brought down the price of the Armory if you were into that. However, after being retired for a little bit, it's barely gone up in any value whatsoever. So just pulling it up on Amazon, $96.50. So not even at value. I'm sure if I were to go to eBay or Bricklink, and I'm not, this set might be worth a little bit more. I was really excited about the idea of the 2-in-1 pack. And I have about 10 of these sitting on a shelf up where I store my Lego. And it's not panning out at this point in time. In time, sure, maybe it'll play. But with the amount that I bought, as excited as I was, I should have balked a little bit and not gotten as many as I did, maybe 4 or 5, right? But not the 10 that I bought and spending upwards of $1,000 on sets that I'm just going to sit on. And that's not, well, you guys know, I don't want to sit on sets if I don't have to, considering this is a huge storage problem with as big as this box is for this set. So, I like the 3-in-1, 2-in-1, just be very deliberate about what they actually are and how they're doing. I'll use a Batman as an example. You guys know the Batwing and the Batmobile are going to sell. I could sit here and pull them up. You can search them too. Those sets sell in the secondary market. So the combination of those at $50 in my last video when I talked about Batman, the Walmart exclusive, that to me is a great deal because you're saving almost 50% and you're getting 2 sets combined that are going to sell because there's past performance of other Batwings and other Batmobiles that have done well. I messed up on this one. So be careful when you go for the 2-in-1, 3-in-1 combos and just do your research about the sets that are involved before you spend your hard-earned money. I don't know about you. I'd love to get your opinion on some of these, but I liked the Kenobi series. I was entertained. I wasn't looking for Academy Award, Emmy-winning show or production. I was looking to just be entertained for the time that it was on, and I was. And that's what made me kind of like this set, so I pulled the trigger. I thought in my mind, cool, you're getting a middle-aged Kenobi. I really haven't gotten that figure before, right? You're getting another Darth Vader minifigure. But then, honestly, you could just go to the pick-a-brick wall and build this set yourself. It's really boring, especially for $50. So I made a mistake with this one because, hey, I liked Kenobi. I want these minifigures. Let me buy this set. If I really wanted the minifigures, and I'm not a huge minifigure collector, I could have gone on Bricklink and just gotten the minifigures if that's what I wanted. I shouldn't have bought this set. It's just boring and quite frankly terrible. And it's been retired since the end of 2023. And even on Amazon still, like under 1,000 sales. Someone has it here for 60, 833 sales. At an investment price, I've never seen this set really on sale. So you're not going to even profit or let alone make your money back. And obviously, we know why we invest. We know why we resell, to make a little bit of fun money. You're just not going to make it here. So I'm a little disappointed. I still love the minifigures, but I'm just a little disappointed in myself here because when I bought it, I even acknowledged to myself how boring of a set and lack of detail and excitement that was in the build, and I still did it. So work hard, remove your emotions from the moment, and think with your math, right? Think statistically, research what's done well like this in the past, and the truth is probably nothing, but I made the mistake. Still young in the investment game, and now that I've grown and matured, I've learned to do a lot of thinking before I make a purchase. You should too. Last on my list of mistakes that I've made of retired products, some that are still in market, but Boba Fett's Throne Room. I didn't like the Boba Fett series. I was entertained, but it just wasn't the Boba Fett that we wanted to see on screen. So big mess up there. However, I did like that it was a new Jabba's palace, albeit Boba Fett's Throne Room. So minifigure-wise, I really loved it, and that's what made me purchase it. So this was, for me, a Costco purchase, so I did not pay full price, which I believe is, $99.99. Did not pay that. I believe I paid $69.99 at Costco, which at that point I was fine with. It's retired since the end of 2023. So over the past year, or coming up on a year, there's been no increase in value. Just going to Amazon, my preferred market, it's actually on discount, 10% off. So I wouldn't, still, this is a set I wouldn't make any money on after my commissions and shipping. I'd probably want this to sell before I even get rid of it at like 150. So at least I can make $20, $25 off of it. And I'd be fine with that because I know it was a mistake or a loser for me in this case. But I love the minifigures, right? Let's look down and just get into the picture of it so you can see real quick, right? Boba, Fennec, could give or take, a new bib, which I really like, and a Gamorrean Guard, which I'm all in for. And it has some features in it, but it's just, the Boba Fett series wasn't as popular. There was nothing to really call out here. Yes, it is a Jabba's throne room. It just didn't bite like Lego hoped or like I hoped as an investor. And again, probably an emotional decision that I was excited and the set was out. Boba Fett's throne room, Boba Fett, the book of Boba Fett was popular, excuse me. It just hasn't bit yet, and I hope in time it does. So I'm going to hang on to these for a bit and probably wait till if they ever get to 150. If not, I'll give it another year and I'll dump them at regular price so I can get that investment back and move on and be smarter about it. Now I want to talk about 5 sets that I feel like I should have bought more of. I've had a handful of sales in these recently, which is why they're top of mind. And I really think you'll be surprised because they're not really sets that I've spoken about before, and they've actually surprised me. So let's get into those 5. As you may or may not have expected, there's going to be some seasonal sets that make this list. The first up is the Christmas Penguin. I'll call it the Penguin Brickhead, right? It's a $14.99 set at the Lego store. I got it on sale for $9.99, and I've sold them of $30 plus recently. So after fees and everything, I'm profiting $10. And I'm fine with that. As I mentioned before in my Brickheads video, is I'm cool with a $10 profit on a Brickhead. Low maintenance, low storage. We know they come and go, and they'll compound over time. I'm into that, right? That works for me. If it doesn't work for you, I get it. This works for me. So I bought a bunch of these and I've done really well. It is seasonal. It's a cool set. And I've sold a handful recently also. So I'm proud of that. I'm happy of that. And reflecting, even if I paid full price of $14.99, I wish I would have bought more. Lesson learned, I'm going in on seasonal investments, even if I have to wait the year because there's small packaging, easy to store, quick and easy to ship and get out the door. The Penguin and Snowflake ornament was an impulse buy for me at the Lego store. I would not have expected it ever to do this well. So these are $9.99. I think now they're $12.99 at Lego.com. I'll put a screenshot up here. But I bought a handful of these. When I say handful, probably 15 at the Lego store on a whim. They had them on a table, $7.99. And my wife actually was like, you should buy those. They'll do well. And every once in a while, I will take her advice. She's done really well. This is a really good example. Selling at $40 on Amazon, right? So after your $5 commission and a few dollars for shipping, we'll call it you're down to $30 after a $7.99 plus tax and everything, a $10 expense. You're profiting $20, or in this case, 200% profit on this little ornament set. You can't ask for anything more as a Lego investor. And these are probably the size, this big. I think they are 6x4x2 box size. And I know that because I've shipped a few out and get the right box size to send them in. 200%. No complaints there, right? Should have bought the store out. Should have gone to Lego.com and bought them out. I didn't. And so I'm going to go more in on the ornaments this year. Now, this was a 2022 ornament, but again, small, easy to store, easy to ship, easy to get out. These are literally sitting stacked in a closet in the house where I store Lego up top. They're out of the way. They are not in the way of anything. So super easy to store, obviously easy to sell this time of year. Ornaments, seasonal things, outside of the big creator sets, for the win. This third one, you can obviously tell where I'm going with this theme, and it's not just that it's seasonal. These are selling at good profit. So the Halloween Owl, $14.99. I believe this is another one that I got on sale. at the Lego store, and I probably paid full price for a few to test them out, and I wish I would have bought more. So I was selling these at full price, $29.99, making about $7 or $8. So not a full on 100% profit, but probably about 60 to 70%, which I'll take. Because compounding, it adds up. I don't need one set and make $100 off of it in 2-3 years. I'm good with 10, 15, 20. It all adds up. But the Halloween Owl did really well for me. Obviously around Halloween, you're going to see it's on discount now because we're moving to the United States Thanksgiving, and then on to Christmas. So this, what I have left, I'll hold on till next year. Easy to store. I wish I would have bought more, even at full price at $14.99, because I could see next year this being $35, $36, maybe upwards of $40 is what I'll try to sell it for and get that 150% profit and take it from there. So I'm all in on the seasonal stuff recently, and it's not just a time of year. The proof is in the math that I have. It has worked for me. Low cost, easy to store, easy to ship, and looking at, on average, probably an 85% profit. This is the one set that I'll put an asterisk on. The iconic Christmas 2-in-1 Wreath with Big Red Bow set. It's beautiful. I like what they've done here, right? You can make the wreath. You can make it a table setting with candles there. We kept it as a wreath, but it's tiny, right? When it's all put together, it's only 500 pieces and they're very small. It's a tiny, tiny wreath. We did hang it up on the wall. I will put an asterisk on this because I bought this at clearance at the Lego store. I only paid $23.99 or $97 for these sets, and I bought, it was over 10, I know that. Like, they had to approve me buying that many because they're just not right. Obviously, some people watching this might disagree, like, oh, Lego is a toy, it's not for investment, everything has a market. But the store manager had to make an exception. She's seen me enough, so it was all good in that sense. But I've been selling these at $60, right? $57.99 is not the price I've been selling them at. I don't have any listed right now. I'm actually holding on. I think I have 2 left, and I'm going to hold on to them for now. So I just want to make sure that I'm very candid with you guys, right? Like, this is normally a $40 set, so I would tell you if $57, upwards of $60, like, you're not really going to profit. But in this case, I have done well because I was able to find them on clearance. So this is a message of be patient. If you like a set, be patient with it. Wait till it goes on clearance. If it doesn't go on clearance or sale ever, that's also a good indicator at times that it's going to do well in the aftermarket upon retirement because product kept moving. So Lego or the retailers never felt the need to put it on sale to get rid of clearance, to get rid of inventory. I just happened to walk into the Lego store as it was coming to retire, and it was on a table, and I said, boom, I'm going to buy a bunch of these. Are you guys cool with me taking 10 or so home? And they were. So this is a set that I've made 100% profit on. So again, holiday sets can do well if you're patient with them. Small storage, easy to ship. Again, right? I'll say those factors one more time. Small storage, easy to ship, seasonal excitement, they sell. What was originally a $50 set, I bought these on sale, 20% off for $39.99, and I'm glad that I did. Now, I've had to hold on to the Bronco for a bit. It retired a couple years ago, so I will put that out there. You guys don't want to like to hold on sets that long if I don't have to. In this case, I did, but now over time, I'm reaping that benefit. They're selling over $100, and probably in the past month, I've sold 5 of these that I can recall at the top of my head. And so after your commission everything, this again is about an 80% profit that I was able to pull on these after the Amazon commission and shipping, which I always do free shipping. I'm not going to compete with Prime. I do fulfillment by me. And I'm happy that I held on to the Bronco. And the only reason I originally bought it is we bought a Bronco. We wanted a fun vehicle. We got a Bronco. Boom. We ended up buying the Lego Bronco set. And we really like it. That said, I got these on sale. I sat on them a little bit, and now I'm talking about an 80% profit that I can then roll over and turn into something else. So I was very happy with how these have done. The one non-seasonal set that I wanted to talk about today, and the last one on my list to share with you. Like I said, I messed up. Mistakes were made, both on the positive and the negative side. But they're all lessons learned, and I'm good with that. And you should be too, because we all make mistakes. The key is learning from those so that we're better investors for ourselves and what we love to do. So here's what I learned. Don't be emotional. Remove the emotion at the door. Do your research. Be patient and stick to what you know. I went on a limb and I bought some sets in a market that I thought, oh, in motion, Scrooge McDuck, yeah. I'm gonna have to wait on those for a little bit. The holiday sets, I got at a great clearance. And I said, at worst, I'll break even. And I'm making 100% profit on those sets right now. And I'm willing to wait seasonally to do that. I wanna know what mistakes you've made, where you've done really great on. Share your knowledge. Comment below. I appreciate you guys watching. We'll catch you next time.